Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today, let's dive in a bit on this week's AWS outage. Let's jump into it. Alright, so Amazon put up a postmortem on their outage in the US East 1 region that impacted the internet in a pretty big way this week. Let's run through it. So it all started within the DynamoDB service from Amazon. Amazon states that a latent defect within the service's DNS management system caused endpoint resolution failures, which pretty much means that DNS for the DynamoDB services stopped resolving. Now, why did this happen? It seems that there was a race condition between two separate and independent components of the DynamoDB DNS system. Specifically, Amazon states that there is a planner function and an enactor function. The planner monitors the health of the network and balances the load across the network, and using this information creates a DNS plan for the service's endpoints. The enactor function takes the plan and puts it into action by applying the DNS changes when they are needed. And normally this process completes rapidly according to Amazon. Now what happened this week is that one of the enactors started experiencing unusually long delays. And while it was in this delayed state, the DNS planner continued to create new plans which other enactors started picking up. And then the stuck enactor became unstuck and continued to update nodes with the outdated DNS plans. Well, another enactor noticed the outdated plans and started its cleanup process and started deleting the old plans. When this happened, all IP addresses for the regional endpoint were deleted, which caused the service to break and eventually require manual effort to correct. Now, what happened next is interesting. AWS staff recognized the issue within an hour of it happening, and within 2 hours, a fix had been implemented, and the Dynamo service was recovered within 3 total hours of the event starting. So a pretty good response time there. But we all know that the issue lasted longer than just 3 hours in the middle of the night. So what else happened? Well, let's start with EC2, which is AWS's virtual server offering. It has a control plane within it called Droplet Workflow Manager, and this component has a dependency on, you guessed it, DynamoDB. So when DynamoDB goes down, it affects EC2 as well. And this impact on EC2 had another cascading impact on AWS's network load balancer as health checks started failing. So you can see the pattern here. All these clouds are a bit of a house of cards, and DNS is clearly one of the cards at the bottom of the house. And in Amazon's write-up, they go through all the services impacted, which in total looks like 10 or 15 or so services with varying levels of impact. So to sum it up, the chain of events looks basically like this. Dynamo's DB DNS system went haywire from a race condition, which took that service offline, which then had cascading effects across AWS as DynamoDB seems to be used behind the scenes to implement many of these services. So there you have it, a pretty understandable story of what happened. Not sure how people are going to react to this. There are obviously other cloud providers, so some folks may choose to move away from AWS, but I wouldn't bet that this sort of thing isn't possible with Microsoft or Google. Someone out there can leave a comment down below if they've seen uptime data that preferences one of these providers over the other. But that's all I have on this for today. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you